related show are those of the show personalities and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Would you love to deepen your spiritual connection and create a conscious shift in your life? Do you seek answer to human experience? Well, welcome to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. It's a 2.5-hour safe haven for your questions and Spirit's answers. And you can transform your life right now on VCMG in South Florida. Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium who can assist you to connect the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all possible experience and knowledge. For the next 2.5 hours, listen and call in toll-free 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube, and share, love, and
From time to time, this program engages in contesting for prize giveaways. A listener must call into the radio station talk line and be a specific caller or answer a trivia question as specified by the show host to be awarded the prize. The contest duration is the length of the program itself. Winners may be limited to one winner per address and or phone number every 3 months. All listeners are eligible for prizes. Prizes are provided by the show, and the delivery of the prizes is the sole responsibility of the program itself and not the radio station.
in me and you.
Oh, yes, indeed. There's a light right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah on the True Oldies station, and we're welcoming your phone calls at 866-972-7247. We're so glad to have all of you here with us, and we're looking forward to seeing what Spirit has to say to you. You know, each one of us has an opportunity to sit and to talk to Spirit, but do we take the time? Do you take the time to be in gratitude? Do you take the time to really tune into the energy of God and really align with the flow of all that is, rather than all that you're dealing with? We're coming into the end of the spring, stepping into the summer in just a couple of weeks, and many of us, our plans are changing, right? Our schedules are changing. Those of you with children, you've got your children out of school, so we've got to make different accommodations. Perhaps some of you are getting ready to travel, to go away somewhere, to take a break. But the break is really important on a daily basis, because when we keep going and we don't take the time to care for what is connecting us to all that is and all that creates with us, we lose sight of the big picture. The big picture of why we're here. I mean, yes, it's great. We're here to work and make our money and have a house and a car and build our families. But there's so much more to the story. There's so much more for us to experience besides the things that, well, we find important in our society. So where are your values? What's important to you? And do you know what's the meaning of your journey? That's something that all of us have to evaluate from time to time. And when we take the time to touch base with God, to tune in, to tap into the energy, we have those little nudges, those nuances, those connective moments that give us clues along the way. There used to be a song that played years ago, and it went something like this. Do you know where you're going to? Do you like the things that life is showing you? Where are you going to? Do you know? And the rest of the song goes on and says, do you get what you're hoping for? When you look beside you and there's no open door, what are you hoping for? Do you know? You know, we get frazzled when we look to the right and look to the left and we don't see what we're looking for because it's not instantly right there. But all of us have an opportunity to drill past that uncertainty, go into the unknown, and let something unfold. You have that power inside of you. You were wired for that. You were wired to create, to connect, and not be struggling. So then I ask the question, why are we struggling, right? Why do things feel so heavy? Why are things so difficult? Why are people so difficult? My goodness. What wounds have we not dealt with that we have to deal with? Maybe you'll say again, but what haven't you done that you need to do? You see, each one of us has this journey of lessons that must be faced, and we cannot run from them. There's a list of growth spurts that we must go through. And often the planets put themselves in a place that shake us up and make us go, oh, time to let go of this, time to move in this direction. Well, the planets try to influence us, but we are creatures of habit. We keep doing what we keep doing and keep getting what we keep getting, and then we don't know how to make a change. We don't know how to stop doing what we're doing. And now is the time for all of us across the world to take a good look at where we are personally, as a family unit, and as a collective energy that is part of this planet of God's creation. We all have to ask ourselves, am I on the right path? Am I doing what I'm meant to do? Am I who I'm supposed to be? Am I showing up in the ways that I need to? Or am I showing up in ways that please other people and to meet their expectations? Am I just the gerbil on the wheel going round and round? When am I going to make the choice that's solely governed by my soul? Most of us are afraid to make that choice. I wasn't here last week, so we missed you all. And my birthday fell. We're having our birthday radio show tonight, but my birthday actually fell last Wednesday. And I thought about it. I was like weighing it out. Do I do a show? Do I not do a show? What do I do? And then I thought long and hard, and I said, I've been showing up here for 17 years this month. So 17 years with all of you, and I've had several birthdays live with all of you. And I thought, what the heck? I'm not going to do a show. We'll replay the week before. And we'll celebrate on a different day. And so here we are. We're going to celebrate. We're going to connect with all of you. I'm going to give gifts to all of you tonight. Well, some of you, because we're going to be picking winners, and we're going to give you a little gift, something from my product line, something to know that we appreciate your participation and that you show up here week after week after week. But then I had to tell myself, but I show up here week after week after week. So sometimes we've got to make a change. So I made the change. And there was a time where that would have been harder for me. It would have been harder for me to make a change because I was so invested in the routine. But now we all have to change our routines just a bit. Because everything around us is changing. And if we don't make the changes, how are we ever going to get to where we need to be? We cannot. So I ask you, if you were to look at today as the first day of the rest of your life, what would you want your life to be like? What would you do differently? I don't care what you have in motion. It doesn't matter what you're worried about right now. What would you do differently? And what would you like your life to be like? I challenge all of you to ask yourself that question. Now, everything we've ever done has brought us all to ultimately where we are, and everything we were meant to do is a part of who we are. And each one of us has done the best we could with the journey. But what if you knew that you had the ability to change the trajectory of where you're going? What if there was a little secret as to how we could do that? Wouldn't that interest you? You see, there's a magic in you that you haven't given yourself credit for. And when you dig down deep and you look at the abilities that you have, this mystical, magical energy that's there, that you keep squashing down because you are meeting the criterias of the world, the expectations of others, and you're not taking the time to be still, you miss those quiet whispers. You know, some of my favorite moments are when it's quiet in the morning And before the show, we were just talking about how I like things quiet. And the reason why I like things quiet, especially given the work that I do on a daily basis on the radio with all of you and sitting with people personally one-on-one, or even my phone sessions, I have to have a certain level of concentration. So I need to connect, and I need to be in the flow, and I need my energy to be in alignment with what's coming through so I can pull out the information that I need to reveal to all of you. And I need to separate that information, what's coming in, from my own personal opinion. So it requires concentration. So when I am home and I'm in my stillness, my quiet, in the morning, I hear all sorts of things. I hear all types of bits of information and messages. And I love taking that time. Those of you who follow me on Facebook, I'm sure you've seen some posts about my little precious little cat, Cleopatra. Little Cleopatra followed me when I was walking my dogs years ago, back in 2014, and she just started to follow us. And it was a busy little street here in South Florida, and it was a development, but there was a big street that ran through the development, and I'm like, goodness gracious, this cat's going to get run over. So I had to scoop her up, and, well, needless to say, after scooping her up so she wouldn't become roadkill, she became ours. So here I was adding another cat to the mix of the pets that I had, the dogs, the other 2 cats I had. So it was quite the craziness there for a little bit. But she's one of my remaining pets. She's what's left of that wonderful little pet family that I had. So she's about 12 years old now. But nothing's really changed. She still jumps and flies through the air, and other days she jumped from the piano to the top of a china cabinet. She just flew through the air like a flying monkey, right? Makes me think of the Wizard of Oz. And she just had this beautiful energy. And when she sits with me in the morning, she gets all curled up, quite bothered if I have to get up to get another cup of coffee. And we just sit there, and she's purring, which for those of you who know what cats do, the purring is an energy of a vibrational frequency, and it kind of resets energy. So she's purring, I'm aligning with the divine, and we have that moment. It's that peaceful moment that sets the pace for the day. And I wouldn't trade that for anything. Because that's what lets me be in the flow so I can connect with all of you and we can all have our exchange. And it's the simplicity of observing a little cat. She's not a big cat, she's little. Just live life. And she has these little toys that she loves to play with. And one of them is quite unusual. It looks like a taco with shredded lettuce hanging out of it, but it's her favorite toy. And she plays with this toy. And the cat thinks she's a dog. And she's in the moment. And the name of the toy is Tiki Taco. So if you ever go on Amazon or Chewy, you can get a Tiki Taco for your cat. And we'll throw it, and she'll catch it, and she'll play with it. And then she just holds it. And it's her little toy. And she's so present in that moment. And I learned so much from her because she's just present. She's not worrying about what happened before. She's not concerned with what's to come. She's just in that moment. And, whether it's she wants a treat or she wants some food, then she'll change gears for that. But then she goes right back to just being. And if we could all find that way to just be, things would be much better for all of us. And you can see it in nature. You can see it in people who meditate. There's a settledness, a sense of awareness, a confidence, a intentional presence that people possess when they can be still and be in the flow. You know, God said, "Be still and know I am God." And I think many of us forget that because we're so busy being who we think we're supposed to be. We're not being still to know that God is in our lives and acting through us and around us and for us. And we're missing all the clues in the struggles that we have and half the struggles we go through. I've come to realize that somewhere along the way we missed a clue. We became too attached to how things should be, an outcome, a vision that we had, and we just didn't allow things to flow. And then when things get out of flow or sync, we don't take a step back and say what's not working or how am I out of alignment? And so things get all jarred up. It becomes messy. And I think if all of us look at our world, it's become messy. If maybe you look at some of your own lives, there are areas, if not major parts, that are messy. So how do we clean up the mess? And how do you understand how you get from where you are now to where you want to be? And I'm going to tell you something else I learned. Most of us don't know where we want to be. We say we know what we want to do, but we don't really know what it looks like. And so therefore we don't know where we want to be. So I ask you to spend time as we come into this summer month of June to know where it is you want to be, to know how it is you want life to unfold, and to understand what the changes are that you need. And if you don't have an answer, that's okay. Then you go back and you sit in the energy until you get the answer. And until you're sure of the answer, you don't just willy-nilly start changing things. Because that's how everything crumbles. Because you're like, well, I need to make a change, so let me just change this. It's like blindfolding yourself and throwing a dart. Or remember when they used to spin you around and back in the day people played pin the tail on the donkey. You were blindfolded. They spun you around. And most of you, when you got done spinning, were headed off in the complete opposite direction of where the donkey was up on the wall. And somebody in the crowd had to kind of nudge you and push you back on track. Well, welcome to Pin the Tail on the Donkey, spiritual style. Your poor angels are so busy trying to spin you back around so that you could be on track to where you're supposed to be. Why? Because things aren't working the way you want them to? You're going to abandon ship? Why? Because you made a mistake and now we're going to punish ourselves because we didn't get something right in the first place? Where are you in this journey that you need to recalibrate so that when everything starts to really change in the world, and I don't know if you've noticed, but it's changing. It's been changing, but hold on to your hats, boys and girls, because there's a lot more change coming. As those things change around you, are you secure in who you are? Do you know what you want? How do you know how you're going to show up in the world regardless of what's going on? You have to pay attention. I'm not saying pay attention to all the things that are going on in the world because that would make us all crazy. I'm saying pay attention to what's going on in your world. What's impacting you and how is your energy on a given day? And what messages and what flow is God bringing to you so that you can shift yourself and place yourself in the way that you would love to be as we move forward for the rest of the year. Because this is pretty much coming into the halfway mark. By the time we get to the end of the June, we're halfway through now. And we all might have started with these great intentions of 2026. Some of you reached your mark, I know, because I get to speak to so many people. And others of you haven't. Then we need to ask, did we have a clear enough mindset? Were we focused on all the right things? There's a way for you to move forward in this journey. And there's a way for you to really be true to yourself and step into your power. I invite all of you to step into this energy of empowerment, to embrace the beauty that is you, the intelligence that is you, the creativity that is you, the divinity that is you, and to find that oomph inside of you that says, this is what I need to do. And then don't lose yourself in the details of, I don't know how I get from here to there. I don't know what's going to help me. You have to just trust the process. And then in the stillness, when you recognize that it's the whisper of God talking to you, then you'll be able to move a piece of the puzzle on the game of life so that you can move forward. So don't get sidetracked with everything going on in the world. Use this summer for those of you who have a different schedule. So maybe it's not as hectic as during what's a school year. Or maybe the summer just people are a little bit more footloose and fancy free. Or maybe your workday Fridays are a little different pace, so you get to leave a little earlier. Wherever you're finding a little more lightness, a little more freedom, don't waste that time. Use that time. Use that time to be still, to embrace the silence, and then take yourself to the next level. Well, I'm looking forward to connecting with all of you right here on the True Oldie station. And we're going to answer questions, and some of our callers are going to get a little gift from me so that we can celebrate all of our birthdays, all of our journeys in this reincarnation, in this life, because each one of you is a gift to the earth. And I'm sure glad that I get to spend it and share it for all these years with all of you. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors. Stay with us. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, and that's me, Sarah Spiritual. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
WDJA AM Delray Beach and in Martin County on 1450 WSTU Stewart. Broadcasting from the H2 Ocean Studios. Your natural sea mineral-based healing product since 2001. Burns, cuts, dry eyes, oral care, hair care, reef-safe sun care, and even pet care. H2 Ocean has you covered. Online at h2ocean.com. That's h2ocean.com. We are South Florida's home for the True Oldies channel.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit SarahSpiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at SarahSpiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
This show is furnished by Sarah Spiritual.
The content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Welcome back to the next 2 hours of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah as we continue our uplifting and empowering spiritual discussions to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect to the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all experience and knowledge. We have another 2 hours to listen and call in 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube, and you can share the love and light.
The nation, and we welcome your phone calls at 866 866-972-7247. So glad to have you joining us, and we are really glad to be celebrating with all of you. A little belated birthday for me. Last Wednesday was the birthday. We are celebrating it tonight with all of you because I am here, and we are going to answer your questions at 866-972-7247. And before I get to the phone lines, before I get to my friends on Facebook and YouTube, and be sure to pop over to Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube and watch the show if you're better equipped to watch it on the computer as opposed to maybe listening in your car, although I love when people are cruising down the highway and listening to the show. I have Calvin Cates coming this Friday and Saturday for Crystal Bed Healing. This is an opportunity to heal your energy emotionally, spiritually, clear up the chakras. Calvin is trained by the Casa Dom Ignacio in Brazil, a magical, energetic place for healing. It was featured on Oprah and old talk shows back in the day, and it's just been there ever since. As a matter of fact, I just hung up with a client Tuesday, and he was on his way to go to Brazil, and he's going to spend 2 months in Brazil working with the healers and the mediums and for energetic healing and rejuvenation, meditation. They have this whole beautiful program. Now, Calvin had the privilege of studying with John of God during this time and his other students. And so Calvin has brought back that energy of the Casa Dom Ignacio to work on healing. So if you'd like to be a part of this experience, you can go to the ExpeditoEnlightenmentCenter.com, EXPEDITO, ExpeditoEnlightenmentCenter.com, and that's where you will find all the information about Calvin and the service. It is done in 20 or 30-minute increments. It's only $2 a minute. So if you're saying, hey, my energy feels sluggish and slow, I want to feel a little better, then I got a place for you to go. Visit us here at the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach if you're local here in South Florida. I know we still have a few spots available on Friday and Saturday. Or you can call the center at 561-682-0955. So we're going to go to our phone lines, and we're welcoming our callers, and we are welcoming your questions on Facebook and on YouTube. So I want to look and see what we've got going on there. But first, let's go to the phone lines, and let's take a call from Steve in Broward County. Steve, we are on show number 814, and I know you've been present for probably 812 of them. So good to have you joining us here tonight, Steve.
Happy birthday, and I've heard 813 of them, so I've only missed one.
Only missed one. Well, hey, I don't want to jip you out of that. So thank you so much for following the show. We are so glad to have you joining us, Steve. And what is your question for us here tonight?
Well, first and foremost, happy birthday. And secondly, I'm not going to take up too much of your time because Spirit knows since about May 20th, it's been like very challenging, very rough, very sad, very depressing. I've had a series of losses. And you've known me for a long time. You've known me to be, very chipper and
upbeat, yes,
easygoing kind of guy, upbeat, but I've never had to deal with grief before. So, what's next? Because I don't know what's coming next. So, I'm on the right track. I know that, but this is like a sadness setback for me. So, Spirit, what is next?
So, what comes next? And this passing, of course, has been very recent. So, not able to make a connection to the direct person. But we lost a male energy recently. Did we lose a male energy, please?
I lost my uncle in March, and I lost my dog on May 20th.
Ah, there you go. I'm always writing on my paper, and so I know people who are not on Facebook or YouTube won't be able to see this, but I have here on my paper the word uncle. Okay, so your uncle is with you. Okay, so I have your uncle's passing, and I'm so sorry about your dog. We had talked about the dog's energy starting to fade, and
right.
We knew that the time was coming, and I most certainly can relate to that because, we have my little Sydney in Sparta who passed not too long ago, but it's very hard to lose our family member. And yes, Steve, you did all that you could. But know that your uncle's with you, interestingly enough, okay? So he does step forward to you. He's settled into the other side, and he is present. So he's giving you his support from the other side. You know, your dog will give you a sign. I know your dog will show you a message or something that will let you know that the dog is with you. So please be open to that. Settle in the energy in your meditation. Sometimes people say that they could hear the dog barking off in the distance. You can hear their paws on the floor. So there's so many ways that we can connect with our pets. So if you meditate, you will be able to see your dog on the other side of what they refer to as the Rainbow Bridge. And know that you did everything you could for this dog to extend their life. And I do feel that you bought the dog an extra 6 months by whatever you were doing to help the dog.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
So Spirit sees me moving forward, correct?
Yes, slowly, and it's a tough time, right? And it's very sad when we lose our family members and human beings, but there's something indescribable of the loss of a pet, because they touch us on so many levels, and it's so unconditional. Not that we don't love our mothers, our fathers, our grandfathers, our uncles, our aunts. It's just there's something about losing a pet that just rips at our heart, and it's really a challenge to kind of get back on track. But I know that you will move forward. I know, and be at peace knowing that Spirit tells me that the Reiki and the energy healing that you did for your dog bought your dog an extra 6 months. So know that you extended the quality and the timeline for your dog.
Okay.
All right, Steve. Sorry
Thank
for
you.
your loss. Thank you so much. God bless you, and thank you for listening to the show. We appreciate you. Bye for now.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye. Yes, always difficult when we lose a pet, and it kind of pulls at our heartstrings. And I do remember talking to Steve several months ago about his dog not doing well, and having that in the back of my mind, knowing that we all have, those moments of loss when we lose a pet or someone that we care for, and it really sits with us. I want to go back to our phone lines. And when I go back to the phone lines, I need to go to Boca. I have to go to Boca. I have Sandy in Boca, and I can't wait to talk to Sandy and see what's going on with Sandy. I know Sandy's been through a series of shifts and changes. Sandy, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you, Sarah? Happy birthday and
Thank you.
return.
Oh my goodness, Sandy, you are one of our winners for tonight. So good to have you here.
Wow.
You are the winner of an Archangel Michael spray. This is one of my hand-designed spiritual sprays that is here to lift energy and bring in truth and justice and protection. So, Sandy, we're glad to have you here, and we will be, be sure to stay on the line and get your information to the person taking the call, Isabel, so that we can be sure to send that out to you unless you happen to pop on over and want to pick it up. You're welcome to pick it up since you are here in South Florida. So, Sandy, what is your question for us tonight?
Well, actually, I really didn't have a really major question. I'm just out here trying to, what I call, navigate yo-yoville with these men. And but I kind of wanted to just briefly ask. I had gone to Naples and Bonita Springs for the Memorial Weekend, and I ran into Lori Baracco at her shop.
Yes.
And I was excited to know that she knew who you were and she'd met you before. I was like, oh my gosh, no way.
Yes, she and I know each other very well, yes.
Okay. That's kind of like, I just wanted to, say that. And she said, say hello. So
Yes.
I was like, wow, they got to re-collaborate. That's the energy that I was feeling for you. But I didn't really have a question. So it's just,
Yeah, and interestingly enough, I was over on that coast on Memorial Day weekend, at the end of the Memorial Day weekend over in Marco. So we We should have cross-checked all our plans because we could have all had a party, right? You, me, Lori, we could have all hung out. But
For sure.
it is a time of shifts and changes for you, and it is really an opportunity for you to kind of break out of the patterns. Just look for more things to be shifting and changing and moving so that you can put yourself on this new trajectory. You know, earlier in the show, I talked about putting ourselves on a new pathway, and you most certainly are. It's a time of you breaking out and giving yourself permission to do what is best for you, what makes you feel most aligned. It is a time for you to really be reflective, creative, and really understand what it is you want in life moving forward. Because when I put you on the path of 2027, whole new pathway, whole new opportunities for you, I feel like there's something in your living situation that I feel like we've made some change, but I feel like there's still another change. So did we recently move in the months that have just passed? And are we thinking of moving again?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
True, yes.
Yes. So I see this coming for you, and I know that it's a part of a progression. So wherever you are for now. And then where you go, round and round she goes, where she stops, nobody knows. But what it has to be for you is what feels best for you. I don't care what anybody tells you to do. I don't care what people's opinions are going to be. Sandy needs to be with Sandy, and Sandy needs to do what makes Sandy happy, even if it goes against popular opinion. So that you are in the place where you can have a sanctuary, you could feel at peace, and you can begin what I see, a new life, a new journey, a new attitude. It's really meant to be a very powerful time in your life. And it's going to open up a pathway that will take you from now to 2030, which I can't believe I have to even say that timeline out in my mouth.
Wow.
But 2030. So these next 4 years, no pressure, are all based on how you navigate these changes that are here before you so that you can put yourself on the path that brings you the peace, the harmony, the happiness, the connection more with spirit, the ability to be more centered and free and true to yourself. You know, when I go back in time and I look at the pathway for you, and I go back to 2017 and changes that were going on then, 16 into 17, and those shifts and changes that were important in your life, but they kind of set you up and put you on a path that made you feel restricted and limited and almost a bit of I'm going to say a prisoner, okay? And I feel like this is the time where you have to be mindful and aware so that you do not get caught in that very familiar pattern of putting yourself in a position where you are pleasing others before yourself, because that is what turns into a trap for you. And then you don't know how to get out. Does this make sense and resonate with you, please?
100%. You're on track. Yes.
Yeah. So this is such a pivotal time. And yesterday, when I was in a session with someone, Spirit gave me a word that they rarely use. And here they are giving it to me again. And they're talking about, you want your life to have meaning, and you want your life to be impactful. So feel the feeling of how it will feel for you to not just be true to yourself and enjoy the happiness that is here for you, but for you also to have the ability to line up with the way that your soul can be most impactful in the world. We're going to leave you with that.
Okay.
And know that the changes and the things that you are on path for are unfolding. Don't lose yourself in the fact that you're learning to identify things about people that work for you or don't work for you. this is an adventure that you're on at this moment. So be on an adventure, get to know new people, and just go with the flow. Be sure to stay on the line, Sandy, so that we can capture your information, or just share with Isabel if you want to come to the center and pick up your prize. That's up to you, and I look forward to seeing you.
All right. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening.
You too. Bye for now.
Bye.
866-972-7247. We want to tell you to pop on Facebook and give us your questions and share with us what's most important to you and what I can assist you with. So we'll be visiting our friends on Facebook and YouTube, and we're welcoming your questions right here at 866-972-7247. And for this minute, I've got to go to Sharon, and Sharon is in Westchester. Sharon, how are you?
I'm doing fine, thank you. And I wish you a happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
And I wish you many, many more.
I appreciate that, Sharon. Yes, so we can all hang out together. Yes.
Yes, yes. One day I'm going to make it to Florida.
I look forward to that. I look forward to that.
Yes, yes, yes. So my question today is, I just met a guy.
Uh-huh.
And he's so charming. So I just wanted to know what you thought about him.
Yes. Do you have a birthday for this person, please?
Yes, it's September 10th, 71.
Very interesting man, very engaging, very intelligent. He's got a good flow to him, yes? You feel very comfortable with him, yes? And they also make me feel that he is very much interested in what you have to say. He really values your opinion. He can be a little, oh my God, show him as, sometimes he may kind of shut down a bit or pull back a little bit. He has a little bit of that dance, so to speak, of, he kind of does a lot within himself and then he may express himself, but he's very interested in what you have to say. And so Spirit shows him as someone who's very good to know. I feel as if when I look at where he is now, I feel as if 2024 into 2025, approximately the past, we'll go back about 18 to 24 months ago, I feel like he was going through a series of shifts and changes in his life. Sharon, did he share that with you?
Yes, he did.
Okay. And so I feel like there's a part of him that's still kind of coming out of all that. I don't know that he's completely settled or where he would like to be, so I feel like he's still wrestling with some things. Does this also make sense to you based on the conversations that you've had?
Yes, it does.
So what we in the realm around you say is this: enjoy and live in the moment and get to know each other. Just do not do more for him than he does for you at this moment, because we want him to be in a better state, his energy, his emotions, his finances, and I feel like he's trying to pull himself up out of a hole, so to speak.
Yes.
And so it is important that you are not in a position where, because you are so nice, and all of a suddenly you're doing more for him. Well, you are looking for a partner who's going to do for you. Now, of course, one hand washes another. In relationships, you do for someone, they do for you. But we want to be mindful that he's not as stable as I would like to see him be based on what Spirit shows me.
Yes, and that is so true.
Okay. Great person, fun, good to hang out with. I feel like you need what he's bringing to the table right now. You need the communication, you need the attention, you need that feeling of oneness. And so this is important. And the camaraderie, the companionship is all very powerful for you. So we're going to live each day as it is. And, just do not do for him something that, it takes away from you at this moment. All right.
Okay. Yes.
But is very, very
Thank
lovely
you, everything.
individual. Yes.
What you said?
He's a very lovely individual. Yes.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, Sarah. And I have some more things to talk to you about, but I'm gonna. You have to do it online, in private.
Okay. So we will do do a session when you're ready. You know how to find me at SarahSpiritual.com.
Absolutely.
All
Yes, but I was just a bit concerned. I was just like really attracted to him and all of that. Just he's so like so educated. Like it's like I love talking to him. I just feel that connection between us.
Yes.
But I was just wanted to like know if I'm like making the right decision. I didn't just want to go into something and not know. So this is what I wanted to speak to you about. So I thank you so much for
you're welcome.
Your opinion.
Let me say this
and
to you.
And you were right about everything.
Yeah,
yes.
But we're going to say this so that you walk away with a really clear picture.
Yes.
He's in your life for a reason. You're in his life for a reason. There's an energetic exchange that's mutually beneficial. At this moment, we're in the moment of now, and it is important for neither of you to get ahead of yourselves and wondering, well, what are we going to do 2 years from now? Or what's going to happen in 3 months? Or, gee, I've got this problem. Can you help me fix it? No. We are here to keep each other company, enjoy each other's company, understand our soul connection, and not complicate it, and live each day in the moment until we really understand who each other is to each other and the purpose of our connection. Then we can see what else comes our way in the relationship.
Okay. Thank you so much, Sarah.
You're welcome. Thank you, Sharon. Good to connect with you. Bye for now. Bye.
Bye-bye.
866-972-7247. We're going to pop on and take a quick break. And then when we come back, I've got to go right back to my phone line. So if you're on hold, don't hang up. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me? Have you heard me? Have you seen me? Do you know my voice? Did you call me with your soul? Because you know that you know me.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit SarahSpiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
You are listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual, at 866-9-SARAHS. That's toll free, 866-972-7247. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah right here on the True Oldie Station. I'm so glad to have you joining me. And we're so happy to connect all the way from Miami right up the coast, and glad to find you if you're cruising down the highway in your car. And if you're cruising on Facebook and you happen to pop up, we welcome you. We're hanging out here every Wednesday night from 6:30 until 9, and we talk to you. Yes, we answer your questions. This is the place where week after week, show after show, we get to know what Spirit's got to tell you. And when Spirit says, go Sarah Spiritual, I go. And so I'm going to tune in, tap in, and see what we've got coming up for our next caller. And our next caller is Elaine. And Elaine is in Davie. Elaine, how are you tonight?
Oh, I'm doing just fine. How are you doing? Belated happy birthday.
Thank you so much. Good to have this connection with you again, Elaine. And you know, I feel like you have been kind of going through your own shifts and changes over this past year. Is that correct?
Yeah, I wish you could air them out, I'll tell you.
I know, round and round you're going, and you're
crazy.
Like, it's been a lot.
Yes,
a lot of twists and turns.
Never seems to end for me. So, yeah.
And you know what my guides are like? It's like she feels like, Sarah, she's on a roller coaster. And just when she comes around the turn and thinking, okay, we're going to dock back where the roller coaster started so I can get off this crazy ride, they're like, nope. The roller coaster starts taking her up. And then you're coming back down, and it's just so much.
How can I straighten it out without hurting people's feelings, you know?
Yes, you have to sometimes, right? Sometimes we have to choose us.
Yeah.
And, you know, you are very conscious of other people. You are very sensitive. You are very empathic. You are very intelligent. You have a good intuition. So you have a good sense of what other people are thinking and feeling. So that's another reason why you tippy-toe and pussyfoot around. But, you know, this year, between now and the end of the year, including this month of your birthday that comes up in September, this window of time is really going to be a wrap-up of some things. So I feel as if, Elaine, some things may come to a head that will, I don't want to say force, but compel you to either speak your mind or draw a line in the sand, take a little step back from some people, and start to do things for you. Because, good God, woman, if you don't do it now, when are you going to do it?
That's true. I'm like getting younger.
Well, Spirit's always young, but from a chronological point of view, you know, you're like
I feel like I'm 20 between the years, but I'm really in my 80s. So
Correct. You may be there, and I know that your energy reads much younger, and I know you view your life much younger. But now it's your turn. It's your turn.
Yeah.
Elaine, what is your question for me? How can I serve you tonight?
Oh, well, you sort of like maybe answered a little bit, but I was watching TV the other day, and I saw somebody wearing a T-shirt, and there was a saying on it, and I liked it so much that I ordered 3 of them for me to wear, and it's going to be my new motto. It says, "Don't let life steal your smile."
Oh,
and,
I love that. I love that.
Yeah. So I was wondering if there's anything in my future that would make me smile.
Yes. So what I love about your birthday when it comes, it really brings in this energy of newness for you. That's why I want you to be more conscious of where you can draw a line in the sand and kind of give yourself permission. I look to what appears to be like a little trip. Is there a short trip you were thinking of taking as well sometime in the summer?
Well, I probably will but I haven't in a while. But since we figured out my problem with my dog, who can watch you, I probably will take more trips. I just don't, other than seeing my son up in Jacksonville, I don't really, haven't planned on any.
Okay. Well, I do see a trip. So, and going to see your son in Jacksonville does count as a trip, by the way, according to Spirit. So I do see a trip. And yes, I do remember who's going to watch my dogs? Yes. So nobody's good enough to watch our puppies for sure.
For me it would be, but But for the other person living in my house is very protective of the dog.
Yes. So this is an opportunity for you to take that trip, get on the road, enjoy some free time, and spend time with your son. What is your son's birthday, please?
February 1st.
Okay. Yeah, and I feel like he's opening up to kind of change the routine that he's been in. Like I feel like things are kind of getting ready to open up for him for work, for money. So I feel like there's some success that comes over these next 2 years for him based on some choices that he's going to be able to make this year. So we can look at things being a little bit more out of the routine in the box for him in this time.
Okay.
And Elaine, there's interesting. Do you have a sewing box of someone who passed, please? Who used to sew in the family? Is that your mom or your grandma, please?
Well, I don't really have a sewing box, but I know my mother used to be able to sew anything without a pattern,
Yes,
and,
so I have a woman who's putting before me a sewing box or like thread and needles, and so that must be your mom that I have here because she opens up this sewing box.
She's an excellent sewer,
Yes, and so she starts this thing of, she's taking out the needle and the thread, and she's getting ready to sew something here. So that was very, the word they give me is cathartic for your mom. She loved that creativity, and she also loved the peace that brought her. And so know that mom is with you, all right? So as I connect with you, mom steps forward, and she just gives me something that is, evidential of being something that is connected to her so that you could recognize that I have her here with you and that she is with you.
Okay.
All right.
Yes. She was an excellent sewer. She could make anything without a pattern. So yeah. Well, Lord knows we could use more of her right around now, right? I'm trying to figure out how AI is going to be stitching things up, but we'll figure that out later. Yeah.
But Elaine, you are on a good path. Be true to yourself is the message from your guides and your angels. Archangel Michael, the angel of protection, very much around you. Mom's energy is very much around you. There's a gentleman standing behind her off to the side, which reads as if it's the energy of your dad. He did not step forward, but he's there.
No, really?
And I know they've been gone for a while, so I understand that. And Dad passed before Mom, is that correct? Because of where he's standing, it makes me feel like he went first.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
So
Yes.
Dad's there and Mom's there, but Mom seems to just want to let you know that even after all this time, she's still with you. All right, Elaine.
Yeah,
We
I believe it.
appreciate you.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for your call.
Yeah. Hey, could I ask you just one more question?
Yes,
just a quick
of course.
One? No, I got expected a package of be delivered to my house last week, and before I went on a trip. Anyways, so they said it was delivered, and we can't find a hide nor hair of it. We don't have any clue what happened to it. And because of my age, I think my daughter thinks I picked it up and did something to it, but I have no clue where it would be.
Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see it in your house.
Yeah.
I don't.
Well, it's not my house. I mean, I just don't. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I mean, I don't see it
I wonder
with you.
why it disappeared. Yeah.
Yeah.
It isn't, and supposedly the person who delivered it, I know, is very reliable, and
Is there a way for someone else
I have no
to?
clue what happened.
Is there a way for someone else to take it, Elaine? Because I feel like somehow somebody picked it up. Is that possible?
Yeah,
where you
well,
live?
it's just a curbline mailbox.
Okay.
It's just a curbline mailbox, so it could possibly be, but how would they know it's in there, So.
It appears like it really feels like somebody picked it up and moved it. So took it out of the box, moved it. When you first started asking the question, I scribble. Spirit talks to me while I'm talking to you. Thank God I can have multiple conversations at the same time. And I wrote, took it. Somebody took it. So somebody took it, but you didn't move it. So you're not one step away from wacko. So we're good. Okay. So tell your daughter it wasn't
Sometimes
you.
I feel that way.
I understand. Now, listen,
Yeah.
we can all feel
Okay.
that way. So,
Yeah.
but it wasn't you. All right.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, Elaine.
Okay.
Well, then reorder
Thanks a
that
lot.
package
Okay.
and just trust that it'll get delivered properly
Yeah,
this
okay.
time. All right. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Bye for
Okay.
now.
Okay. Take care. Bye-bye.
866-972-7247. I've got to go to Karen, and Karen's in Jensen Beach. Karen, how are you tonight?
Hi, Sarah. Happy belated birthday.
Thank you. Oh, Karen, listen to that. We have got another winner happening here, Karen. So glad to have you as one of our winners. And for you, we have this fabulous Archangel Raphael Healing Spray. So we have our Raphael Healing Spray, which is one of my favorite sprays. Don't tell the other sprays. But, as the one who makes them, I just love the freshness and the vibration and the calmness it brings to allow the body to be in the state of realigning so that it can heal. So, Karen, we're so glad that you are one of our birthday winners tonight. And what is your question for us?
Okay. So it's been a little bit since I talked to you, but there's been a lot in my past since this year started, and recently I was in a car accident.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago, I was in the middle car and I was sandwiched in between two. So I know the angels carried me through that accident, and I'm healing my body now, but that same day, I had been taking care of a guy with ALS, a 65-year-old man, and that same 2 weeks ago in the evening, he passed.
Right.
And the work I was doing for him, I was his body, because he was like, those disease attacked his lungs first.
Correct.
And then started, stopping the organ. So I stepped in to help Eric because I felt like God wanted me to save his soul. And at the same time, I was helping a neighbor, and something just didn't feel right. The voice told me to get out, and then I had the accident, and I'm just like in the limbo now. Like,
Correct.
why?
So let me interject, because I want to tell you what I'm hearing and what I already wrote. Okay. So when you started helping people, right? And we first of all, no wonder Spirit wanted you to have the Raphael spray, not knowing that all this has happened. How divine is it that we have a healing spray that's going to be sent to you, so that we can shift the energy? And we know that you're going to heal. This is just a uncomfortable moment of, feeling very much squished like a little accordion. So I'm sure we've got some healing to do in the physicality, but we know that you're going to pass through this. But interestingly enough, when you were talking about the man with ALS, Eric, I believe you said his name was, so I wasn't getting such a heavy feeling from him when you were talking, but before you started to talk about him, I wrote on my paper here, dark energy. You had the accident. You happened to be, listen, we can all be in the wrong place at the wrong time. And here in South Florida, it is a true adventure in driving. However, you got sandwiched in between because there was a dark energy, or sometimes people call it a dark cloud. And I literally feel that voice that you were hearing, that feeling that you were getting when you were helping the neighbor, I actually feel like some of that energy attached to you. And this is why I tell people, always pray to Archangel Michael. Be careful whose houses you go into. So it was more than just bad luck. And I'm sure if we talk to our friend Stacy Holler, who'll be joining us in the 8 o'clock hour for the astrology, but I'm sure if you talk to her personally, I'm sure she would be like, oh, and let me tell you, there was a transit going on at just that time. So the planets were probably in the perfect place, or imperfect, I should say, for something weird to happen. And it got exacerbated because, it could be in a weird place, but something, you might have stubbed your toe. But because you came in contact with this dark energy that I wrote on my paper, there you are. You got caught. And I'm going to tell you that, yes, your angels were with you. Yes, Archangel Michael intervened. You really could have had a lot more severe damage to your neck and to your back and even to your face. Because I don't know if you got thrown forward, but that's kind of how they show it. Right? And the airbag or whatever happened.
Door.
Yes. So we could have definitely damaged our face. It could have been a lot worse. You will heal. You will go through therapy. You will do what you need to do. This is all what's in store for you. And this too shall pass. But it was a dark energy. And, sometimes our need to help people gets us a little bit off our path. And I also want you to know this before. I know you want to say something, but I need to feed what Spirit is giving me here. So Spirit also says, you wanted to help Eric and you wanted to save his soul. You wanted to make sure that he would be okay. And you did give him that last burst of energy so that he could make a peaceful transition from what was a very tortured 4 years for him. Very tortured 4 years. And so you did do that for him. All right. So we want to address that, and Spirit wants you to know that good deed did not go unnoticed.
Okay. And I know I have a connection to the heaven, because my son Giovanni, he passed 8 years ago, and I somehow feel like even though there's been so much chaos, he's still guarding me through going crazy and losing my mind.
Yeah. He's still with you. The energy, especially between a mother and a son, the energy never fades. That connection is there always. And even though he left suddenly from your life, he is always with you. And he has the power to be there as a support for you with the help of the angels. The angels are the ones who literally saved you, but he's there, and imagine him being there, being as if he's bracing you for the impact, right? And if you had just, and this is what Spirit tells me, if you had just slowed up just a bit when you were leaving for that car ride, because I feel like something got in the way so that you got slowed up getting out of the door or getting in the car. I feel like we could have avoided that altogether, but I kind of feel like you pushed through to get in the car to go. And that was your son trying to slow you up. So when you play back the tape of the day, whatever was misplaced or was giving you a little challenge to get yourself out the door, that was your son trying to slow you up from that.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And is it like, because I'm very in tune with energies, and I've been feeling when there's a dark energy around me, I get revelations, and I feel like, okay, you need to step away from this person, or you need to get away from that relationship, and but I'm confused as to why the dark energy is following me when I have a positive energy and I'm trying to be present with everything.
That's a great question. And we want to be a little bit more mindful of doing our prayers and summoning Archangel Michael. We always want to do the 23rd Psalm, the Lord is my shepherd. If you feel like you're being kind of disrupted by the energy of negativity, then read Psalm 90, 91, and 104. And the reason why we want to do that is 90, 91, and 104 in that order break almost things that are like attachments or negative energies, attachments, spells, and such. And again, sometimes it's just a period of time that darkness is attracted to the light. And if I could ever say anything to anybody right now, because we're seeing it in people and in happenings in the world, we are in the battle of good versus light and dark, right? So we are in this energy. And so when you beam a light and you're being present and happy, there's something that says, oh, let's see if we can trip her up. Because why? Because you have wounds, because you have emotions you feel the sense of separation from your son. So you do wrestle with that sorrow from time to time. So it tries to get in on that frequency and mess with you, right? So that's why I always tell people, we have to do our best to keep our energy up, to look at the bright side, to say that I don't know how, but somehow everything's going to work out. And I know you're being present and thinking positive, but sometimes it's not enough. So pray those prayers, Psalm 23, 90, 91, and 104, and that will turn some things around. For this minute, Karen, we're complete. I trust that I have been of service to you.
Yes, you have been. God bless you. Thank you very much.
My pleasure. Bye for now. 866-972-7247. We're going to go to our phone lines again, and I've got to go to Delray. I would say that's Delray Beach, and I have Linda on the line. Linda, how are you tonight?
I'm well. How are you, Sarah?
I'm doing well. Good to connect with you, Linda.
You too. Happy birthday again.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Sure. I really appreciated your prologue tonight. I love the story about Cleopatra and your quiet time, and I can certainly relate with my little dog here. I have a friend who's continuously trying to fix me up with people, and finally I said to him recently, I'm really good. Like, I have a dog at home, and she's my absolute perfect companion. So I'm really not interested in dating right now. So I can relate to the coffee time with your little Cleopatra, because I've got a little Iris here, as you know.
Yes, and she's a cutie pie, your little pup. I know, because I watch her on Facebook.
Yeah.
She's a superstar, for sure. You'll have to bring her by the center sometime when you guys are out and about on the road and you head up our way. We'd love to see her, because I'm sure she's gotten big.
I'd love to.
I'm sure she's gotten bigger since I last saw her.
Yeah, just a little bit. I keep feeding her. She keeps getting bigger.
What's your question for us, Linda?
It has been 5 years now since I was cruising down 95 and heard you on the radio. Wow. And I'm just amazed at how quickly the time passes. which reminds me of one of the reasons why I wanted to reach out. One is I have a situation with my HOA that kind of has me pulling my hair. Yeah. And then the other is it's been 5 years now since my brother Wayne passed, and so I feel him around and just wondering about those two things. The HOA, they have become extremely rigid about their gardening practices, and that's really a challenge for me. And so I'm looking into this and wondering, is there an underlying message? Sometimes I have experiences where I get a message over and over with different examples, and, it's kind of like, oh, now I get it. Yeah. So I'm wondering, is there a message, a prompting or something that is behind this? Yeah.
It's a good observation for you. But before I jump into that, so when I look at the energy and I look into the energy, your brother passed, and it was March, April. When did he pass? Did he pass in the spring, please?
He passed May 23rd, 2021.
Okay, so it was the spring, but it was May. Okay, so when I look at that energy, he was just a good guy. He was a great friend. He was more than just a brother, is how he shows himself. He was like your friend. He was the one that you could say something to or go to or, just blow something off and laugh about it. And so that's the support that you get from him, no matter whether he's here on earth or on the other side. And know that those memories that tie you together, that bind you together energetically, Linda, are just... they're never going to pass, even though he has, all right? And it's like a friendship that is just, I don't know, he's just, there's a song, friendship, just a perfect friendship, right?
I Love Lucy.
Yes. And so, but that's kind of like you guys had your I Love Lucy moments between the two of you, right? And there was this great energy here. So know that he's with you, even though he's your brother. He's talking what's most important was like the friendship, the bond that the two of you had between the two of you. Now, we are going to get ready to go to commercial. So really just briefly, I have a few seconds. This prompting, this HOA, this is all about you asking yourself, what is the life I want to create for myself? How do I want my sanctuary to be? And what can I do to bring myself joy and happiness? And I know that you've put so much into your residence and making it your home, but it is proving to be just your landing spot. It is not your permanent home. So the prompting, the energy is that Spirit is saying that perhaps we may move. I'm going to go to commercial break. I'd love for you to hold. We will pick up the conversation when we come back, and then we'll also tune into Stacey Holler. Linda, don't hang up. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
WDJA AM Delray Beach and in Martin County on 1450 WSTU Stewart. Broadcasting from the H2 Ocean Studios, your natural sea mineral-based healing product since 2001. Burns, cuts, dry eyes, oral care, hair care, reef-safe sun care, and even pet care. H2 Ocean has you covered. Online at h2ocean.com. That's h2ocean.com. We are South Florida's home for the true oldies channel.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at SarahSpiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit SarahSpiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
This show is furnished by Sarah Spiritual.
The content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Welcome back to the next hour of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, as we continue our uplifting and empowering spiritual discussion to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect to the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all experience and knowledge. We have another hour to listen and call in 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube, and you can share the love and light.
There's a land
Yes, indeed. There is a light right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah all across the nation. And we've got to get back to a call. We were just talking to Linda in Delray, and we're kind of connecting with her brother and getting some understanding that he is with her. But then we proposed this other question, and it's kind of something interesting, and it's about how we're going to navigate some things going on in the rules and regulations of how one handles one's yard and gardening in her HOA. So, Linda, are you still there with us?
I am, yeah.
All right. So, that was your landing spot. And no, Spirit is not saying that you're going to pick up and leave today or next week or next month. But it's for you to look around. Wouldn't you love to have a little more space? Wouldn't you love to have the ability to plant your little fruits and vegetables and not have to worry about who's looking to see what you've got going on? And wouldn't you love to be spending time with nature and, being able to feed the ducks and the peacocks and not having everybody kind of pointing and going, why are you doing that? Right? So you really want to be one with nature, right? And you're very comfortable in that energy. So we're here now and we'll comply because that's what you have to do. But tell the universe, if you're feeling like you would love to have something that would allow you to do what you were describing, ask them to put you in the place where you can have the best of all worlds. And you've done quite a bit to your place. I'm sure that, it would make an easy transition for you. So let's see what pops up. Because this is a year, based on your birthday, this is the year where you can really make some good moves for yourself too, because it's all about what makes Linda happy. It's the Linda year. And it's about your peace of mind, your self-care, your self-love, right? You're like, hey, thanks for hooking me up with a person, but I don't really want to go with that person. I want to be with myself and my pup in my house, and I just want to be with me. And then when the universe presents someone in my life, if I'm open to that at that time, then they'll step right in. But at this moment, I'm not open to that, right? And by the way, I do see someone coming into your life, so you can hold it off for now. But this is the you time. But as we move forward in the next year or two...
Is it furry?
Is it furry? Another friend coming in who's furry? Is that what you're asking?
I said, is it a person or is it furry?
Yeah. I'm talking about a relationship with a person, but not yet, right? So there's someone coming into your life. So there will be a partner for you. Could you get another furry friend? Of course. But wouldn't that be so much easier if we had a slightly different space, right? So be open.
Yeah.
See what's out there. And, I know your mind will go, oh, but, it's this and it's that and the interest rate and selling and buying, and there's all those factors. But if you tell God what you would love your life to look like and feel like, and this is starting to feel a little too restrictive for you, and it's kind of hurting you emotionally because you can't really bond the way you want with nature, then ask the universe to show you other options, and they will.
Okay. Ask and you shall receive. That's what I'm hearing.
Yes, absolutely. And it's kind of crazy because I don't see what a couple little plants really do to disrupt the look and the feel of everything, but c'est la vie, right? There's some HOAs where you got to call them up and say, hey, I'm getting a different type of palm tree, so I'm taking out one palm, and do I have your permission? So it's the craziest stuff. But it is what it is. It is what it is. My guides are like, oh my God, it's like dealing with the mob. So c'est la vie. Oh, yeah. So.
Oh, I love that. That's, all right. That's a good one.
It's a good one. So,
okay.
No offense to my friends and clients in the HOA world. I'm not offending anyone, but it's just that feeling of like, you don't have this ability, and we understand to a certain degree, right? People are homeowners, you don't want to walk out and your neighbor's got a pink and orange house and they've got 4 boats in the yard and an old crickety truck, and you've got your landscaping perfect. We understand what some of the premise was when this all started, but now I think it's all getting a little out of hand.
Yeah,
Just
they've kind of lost the original intention. You're right.
Yeah. So, so you find a place where you have a little more flexibility, Linda. And it'll come to you when the time is right.
Okay.
All right. We appreciate your call, and we appreciate your birthday wishes. And I know your brother is with you, and it's friendship, just a perfect friendship. So, all right. I look forward to seeing you and little Iris someday. All right. Thanks so much.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you
Bye
so
for
much,
now.
Sarah. Take
You're
care,
welcome.
sweetheart. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
866-972-7247. Write that number down. But at this minute, I got to get to the phone line with Stacy Holler because she called in and she is ready to go because I know Stacy. She got a lot to say because it's the month of June. It's the beginning of June. And there's a lot going on in the planets. I don't know much, but I got to tell you, there's some movement going. And I just know, like I know that she's going to be bringing up like full moons and Mercury retrogrades and Uranus, and it's just going to be a lot. So we want to know what all of this movement is going to be doing for each one of our astrological signs. I know I'm sitting here on my edge of my seat going, what next, universe? So let's check in with Stacy Holler from DestinyInTheStars.com. Destiny in the Stars. Stacy, how are you? And what do the stars and the planets have in store for us for June? Welcome, welcome.
Oh, so happy to be here, and happy birthday, Sarah.
Thank you.
We got to kind of look at where your birthday year is going
good Lord.
Well. Well, it's that time, solar return time.
Yes.
So, as with everybody, we're really trying to figure out this month. And, every month has its particular flavor. And we always look at the new moons and the full moons, but we got a little double trouble happening this month. Because the full moon in Capricorn is the same day that the Mercury retrograde is coming on full blast.
All right. You see, I knew there was a reason I wanted to go under the desk or the table here while you were talking today, because I'm like, good God, it's going to be a bit of a wake-up call, right?
And it always, I love after your open, because, the astrology always follows what you set forth in the beginning. So, it is going to be a time to stop and reconsider, and we'll talk about this June 29th day that we want to mark on our calendars. And we also, what's interesting about this new moon is this is the culmination of all of our New Year's resolutions. So, when it's a new moon, we have a vision. And where in our life we want to see it unfold in the next 6 months. So when we talk about the new moon, too, it's like, the full moon also is the culmination of your resolutions and your goals that you set for the new year. So it's a very interesting month for us to take a look at, for sure. And we always just want to know how we're going to navigate it, right?
Right. Absolutely.
And I did want to share something that I thought of that you mentioned earlier when you were speaking about astrology and about making life plans and choices that we have. And it is with astrology, the saying is that stars and planets impel but don't compel. So yes, we're all drawn to certain situations. We're all faced with things, but it doesn't force us to do things, so we have choices. And I know you were talking about that in the beginning.
Yeah. Choices, yeah.
It
gets
choices,
complicated.
And so part of what, I'm sorry?
I said it gets complicated, these choices.
It does. But know that the choices we are being confronted with are the choices for our growth and development and kind of what we knew we were going to come to in this life. Right. We didn't want to think about it, but it's the situations that we wanted to deal with this time around. But you also know we all bring with us the powers to be successful. So even though rough times come up, it challenges us to, as we always say every month, Sarah, stick to our own truths.
Correct.
So that's what's always going to get us through. So should we rock around the clock?
Let's rock around the clock. Absolutely. Let's take a look and see what we've got going on.
Well, everybody listening, I know if you know your rising sign, also listen to that, because for many of us, that rings more true than your sun sign. But we always start with the first sign of the zodiac, so we'll look at Aries.
Yes.
Now, this new moon on June 14th in Gemini, for you, is in your house that has to deal with communication. It could deal with your siblings, your local neighborhood. So in those areas, start visioning, for everybody when we talk about the new moon, what you want that world to look like in the next 6 months. Now, the full moon, that's the culmination time. We all know on full moons, crazy stuff could happen. So this full moon in Capricorn is the same day as the Mercury retrograde. Now, a little bit about the retrograde for some of you who may not be familiar, although it's so much a part of our culture today, I'm sure you've heard of it. But what the Mercury retrograde is when the planet Mercury, which is the planet of communication, appears to stop or move backwards. That's the time you don't want to start anything new. Now, this Mercury retrograde is on June 29th. It goes through July 23rd, so it's really most of July. It's a great time to review things. Great time to travel to places you've been to before. Just not a good time to start new things. So if you have a new job coming up, see if you could start after the Mercury retrograde if possible. Any new contracts, try to say after the retrograde, but if you do need to do it, just make sure you cross every T and dot every I. It just may not turn out to what you think it's going to be. So here we go. We've got the Mercury retrograde energy starting on the same day as the full moon on the 29th. Now, for you, Aries, that's all happening in your house of career. So you might get a surprise about your career on that day on the full moon, and then you're going to have some time to reconsider what you want. It's not a good time to make changes, but the retrograde's a good time to rethink. Maybe you need to look for a new job. Maybe you want to plan to talk to your boss about a promotion. Do the planning, but don't start until August. Now, for you, Taurus, this new moon for you is in your house of money. So for you, plan out what do you want the next 6 months? Where would money come in? What new things can you do to generate money for you? Now, the full moon and the Mercury retrograde all lands in your 9th house. Now, that is all about education and travel. Could be even legal matters. So if you want to plan a trip during the retrograde, plan it and only actually go on a trip to someplace you've been to before. If you want to go to someplace new, you can do the planning, but I say wait until the end of August. So for you, it's all about travel and education and going out in the world. Now, Gemini, again, happy birthday to all my Gemini friends out there. This new moon is in your 1st house. So this new moon is a new start for you, a new beginnings. So now, Geminis, who do you want to be for the next 6 months? What do you want to look like in the world? It is a new fresh start time for you. Now, for you, the full moon and the Mercury retrograde is in your house of intimate relationships and shared resources and money from other places. So you might get a little surprise on that full moon. Maybe some unexpected money comes in from some place you didn't expect it to. And during the retrograde, it's a good time to settle some debt, really plan on things, maybe take a look and analyze, but don't make any new moves. Cancer, your new moon, that is in your 12th house. So for you, it's a time of healing and reflection and doing some early work healing. It's a good time to meditate for you. Now, the full moon for you and your Mercury retrograde is in your house of relationships. So the retrograde is a time where you might find some old lovers popping up from the past, and it's a time that you might be rethinking your relationship and deciding, should I stay or should I go? But don't make any decisions until after the retrograde is over. Now, Leo, the new moon for you is in your house of friends and networks. So maybe you're taking a look and new people might come into your life, or you make some new networking connections that help you reach your goals. Now, the full moon of Mercury retrograde for you is in your 6th house, Leo. That's everyday life. That's work. That's scheduling. That's your health. And during the Mercury retrograde, maybe it's a time to rethink some new health habits. You need to make those appointments again to take care of your health. where you want to think about work, but don't make any big changes during the retrograde. Now, Virgo, for you, this new moon, that's in your house of career. So for Virgos, this is a time for you to vision, where do you want your career to go? Who do you need to connect with? What's your next step? Now, the full moon for you and the Mercury retrograde, that's in your house of romance. So you too may find some lovers popping up from the past. It's also about children and romance. So during this retrograde time, it could be a good healing time to evaluate your relationships in those areas and what you want to do with them moving forward. Libra, the new moon for you, that's in your house of travel and education. Think about what you might want to study, what trips you might want to take coming up. Where do you want some growth opportunities to spread your wings? Now, the full moon in Mercury retrograde for you is in your 4th house, Libra. That's your house of home and family. So on that day, which is the 29th, you might get a little surprise of something about your house or some family member. And during the retrograde, that's a great time if you're going to be doing any renovations or fixing up your home or thinking about moving or planning. It's a great time for that as well. Now, Scorpio, the new moon for you is in your house of shared finances, of intimacy. It's a house of transformation. So you want to see where are you going with those relationships in your life. Now, for you, the full moon of Mercury retrograde is in your 3rd house. And the 3rd house is all about communication and conversations. It might have something to do with your siblings. You might get news from a sibling on that full moon. And during the retrograde, might be something going on in your neighborhood. Maybe you reconnect with people during that time, right around your home. Now, Sag, the new moon for you is in your house of committed relationships. So that could be new beginnings for your partnerships, whether it's business or even in your marriage, kind of a new time and a new beginning. Now, your full moon in Mercury retrograde is in your house of money. So you might get a little surprise of money on the full moon, but the Mercury retrograde is a time for you to revisit all of that, your finances, your debt, taxes, figure it all out and make your plans for the future. Capricorn, the new moon for you is in your everyday life house, work, wellness, health, daily routines. Envision what you need to get done and how you could improve in those areas.
Enter conference ID and then press pound.
In a different theater, the characters they change like water into wine, and everything comes when the stars align.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit SarahSpiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
You are listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual at 866-9-SARAHS. That's toll free, 866-972-7247. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Mercury retrograde. That's it. Stacy Holler's talking about Mercury retrograde. And it's like someone pulled the plug on my radio show. Like, I can't make this stuff up. But all right, here we are, Stacy. So we were rocking around happily. Sounded like some people had money coming with the full moon. Sounded like some people had to review their finances. Other people had all these great things coming in their relationships and all this stuff. And then we got to Capricorn, unless there's something wrong with Capricorn. And poof, there we were.
You know what I'm going to say, because I'm a Capricorn, and everybody who's listened to me join you over the years, when we talk about retrograde, I always say I lose my internet at some point in time during the retrograde, because that's a retrograde thing. So I'm sorry I brought it to the show right when my zodiac sign came up.
And interestingly enough, we were still here with you. So I know we didn't lose you and you didn't lose us, but somehow we lost something. So hold on. This is Stacy Holler, Destiny in the Stars, take 2. Okay, Stacy, take us to Capricorn and tell us what's coming up for the Capricorns during this June new moon and full moon and Mercury retrograde cycle.
Yeah, we got to keep going around the clock. So Capricorn, for you, the new moon is in your house of everyday life. So this is a time to envision your health regime, your wellness, your daily routines, your work. You want to take a look at what does that want to look like for you in the next 6 months? What do you have to pay attention to? Now, the full moon and Mercury retrograde for Capricorn is in your first house. That's you. That's a new start, personal revelations. Now, during the retrograde, you might get an itch to try something new or have a new look. So that's what happens when you're in the first house. So I would say don't do anything permanent during the retrograde. If you want to change your hair color, do a rinse, but don't make it perm till the retrograde is over. Now, Aquarius, for you, the new moon is in your house of romance and creativity. If you've had some passion projects you've been percolating, now's the time to really start envisioning that. And the full moon and Mercury retrograde for you, that's in your 12th house. That's your house of healing, of behind closed doors, what's happening in your inner work. So for you, it's a good time to lay low and work on some breakthroughs that could kind of release you to move forward after the retrograde. And Pisces, your new moon is in your 4th house. That's your home and your family. Maybe you're thinking of moving or renovating or changing some family dynamics. The new moon's going to kick off a new 6-month cycle for you. And the full moon and Mercury retrograde is in your 11th house. Now that's your friends, your networks, the people you hang out with. So you might meet some new people that day on the full moon or decide you're in the wrong group and you need to make a change. But don't start anything new during the retrograde. That's also for you, Pisces. It's also the house of goals and dreams. So that's a rethink time. Who do you want to be with and what do you want to accomplish? So everybody's going to have some rethinking time. And it is good. I always say that it's a good thing the retrogrades come up because we all need to stop and think periodically and regroup and see where we want to move forward with. So it is scary because things like what happened tonight could happen, and you're going to miss schedules with a retrograde, and people are going to cancel things on you, and it could be frustrating. The good side of it is take a look at where you want to make changes in those areas we talked about. It's an opportunity, and the planets and the stars are really impelling you to take a look at that and to make some decisions that you can make some good movement in your life. So, Sarah, we made it around the clock.
Around the clock, and we thank you for your patience, Stacy, and we're glad that we're able to connect like this in the beginning of every month so that we know what does the astrology have in store for us. And I heard, and I just really need a quick insight, that this Mercury retrograde has something to do with the planet, or the sign, I should say, the sign of Cancer. So is it going to be a very emotionally charged retrograde? Like what type of retrograde should we all expect?
That's a good question. So yes, Cancer is a water sign. And of course, Cancer signs are going to feel this and water signs are going to feel this. But Cancer also represents home and family. So we're all going to feel pieces of that with Cancer. Okay. In general, in the retrograde. Now, where it falls, as we talked about earlier, you're going to feel it in that part of your life. So if you were listening to me and I also said it's going to affect in some way home and family, you're going to feel it even more because of the sign of Cancer. So yes, you're correct.
Right. All right. Well, so I guess as Sarah Spiritual, I might experience sitting across from people with a lot of relationship issues coming up, a lot of breakups, right? So Mercury retrograde has a way of doing that for people, and also an opportunity for them to reevaluate where they are in their relationships as well.
Yes, and really more about family. What are your family relationships? Are you happy where you live? Do you need to change your home? Or things may happen in that area of your life to make you make that decision if you're not. Because Cancer really, well, think about this. The sign of Cancer is a crab, right? And a crab is in a shell and carries its home with them anytime. So they could always go right into their home. So Cancer is all about home. I think if you're a Cancer out there, you understand that your happy place might be your home.
Your happy place,
especially if you have a Mars in Cancer. That's what it's about. So the overall retrograde, yes, the water signs will be a little more emotional. Take a look at where in your life you need to pay attention to that.
Well, I guess we all will. And thanks to Mercury retrograde, we get to think a little bit more. And lucky for us, in case we don't get it in the first Mercury retrograde in the beginning of the year, we've got several, 3 to 4, that pop up every calendar year. So just in case any of you just didn't think it through in the first Mercury retrograde, here we go. We're in Mercury retrograde number 2 of 2026. And let's all reflect. And let's go back to what I said in the opening of the show. What do you want your life to be? And how can you get there? And what do you need to let go of? And what do you need to reevaluate? And make the moves. Don't sit there and think you don't have answers. You're just not staying still long enough to get the answer. And perhaps you'll need something in the Mercury retrograde to pull the plug on you to get you to have the thoughts that you need to think. But if you're still your mind, doesn't have to be so abrupt. Stacy, we appreciate you so much. Thank you for popping in and sharing all of your wisdom in astrology. We know that you have been studying and practicing astrology for the past 30 years. We appreciate your expertise. Those of you listening, if you would love to connect with Stacy for a one-on-one session, you can go to destinyinthestars.com. There you'll see all of her offerings. She'll be able to give you your chart. Perhaps your birthday's coming up and you want to do your solar return, that trip around the sun, and what does it have to look like coming up? What plans do we have to make? I know Stacey alluded to the fact that we've got to do my solar return and see what's coming up for Sarah Spiritual. So come on, Geminis, go to destinyinthestars.com. Come on, Cancers, go to destinyinthestars.com. Let's jump on. Let's see what the year's going to bring. And those of you who want to know other aspects of what's going on in your chart, go to destinyinthestars.com and visit Stacy and register for your personal session. Stacy, is always a pleasure. Thank you so much for sharing time and space with us.
My pleasure. Again, happy birthday, and we'll see you next month.
See you next month. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye. And we're going to go back to our phone lines, and we're going to see what's going on the phone lines. So hopefully we are still all on hold. I appreciate those of you who have been holding. And if you've been on hold, now's not the time to hang up, because we are going to rock around the phones here. And I want to go to Jessica, and Jessica is in Lake Park. Jessica, how are you tonight?
How are you?
I'm good, Jessica. And Jessica, what is your question for us tonight?
Well, I just had a few things to ask. My mom decided
Jessica?
to renovate my...
We have you are as one of our birthday winners. So Jessica, you got a prize? You got a prize. You got our good vibration spray, and it sounds like you need it. If your mom's going about...
My father loves
You're right. If mom's redoing your place and it's making me feel like you didn't have a say in much of it all, we need some good vibrations. And were you going to say that was one of your dad's favorite songs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He loves the Beach Boys.
Yes. Well, good vibrations. So your mom is kind of running over the whole storyline of your place. Is that what I'm understanding?
Yeah, she made me take my cat back, and now she's saying if I don't make $60,000 a year, that I'm moving out of my house, and that she'll be damned before she. These are her words. She'll be damned before she sells her house before mine. And I'm like, $60,000 a year. Dad's life insurance paid for my mortgage because I am an educator, and he was afraid I would never be able to buy my own house.
Yes, and
can you hear me?
Yeah, it's
you know
your mother, if I can say this. Your mom has her moments. And this is one of her moments, her very special moments. So Jessica, her bark is usually worse than her bite. And let her have her moments and her temper tantrum. And you rebuild your life. This is not the dynamic that your father wanted you to experience, Jessica. And so we truly want you to be in peace with this. And she does not have a say over what you're going to do. You are going to determine your future. And as an educator, we know that our teachers, and I love all my teachers, and I have many of you are my clients who are teachers. It's not an easy gig, right? Because from what I understood, I think we're ranking like 50th in the United States for teachers' pay. So that's a shame.
A lot of work. Don't get a lot of money, you know.
Yeah, right. So that's why
So
what
my
your
mom
mom is
thinks
saying is
work
ridiculous.
better.
Okay, she's being ridiculous, but she is making it sound like, and this is how I hear it from Spirit, so hear me. She's implying you're not doing enough to help yourself, and she'll be darned, because that's how we have to speak on radio. She'll be darned if you get like what she's equating to a free ride. All right? That is her resentments, her bitterness, her anger, her frustration, her wounds speaking. And, you two have your relationship, and Spirit is not judging the relationship. We know there's history there. Do not let her get under your skin. I want you to move forward. I want you to do what you have to do to get yourself whole and healthy. I know it has been a very difficult 2 years for you because you have called before, and it's not going to happen. She's not pulling the house out from under you. So whatever story she's telling you, that's not going to happen. Spirit's got you protected. Your dad is with you, and everything's going to be right. Is there a secondary question for me, Jessica? Because we took a little longer in our astrology. I do have to move along quickly now.
Yes, I feel like I feel like I went back in time and evil is in my house. All of a sudden, my lights will change colors. The vacuum will die, even though it's plugged into a perfectly good socket.
Right.
And it's scaring me a little bit because I'm in a very vulnerable, like probably the most vulnerable place ever in my life right now.
Yeah. So you know that when we feel a negative energy, and interesting, we had our caller earlier, she had that weird feeling in a house. I don't know if you were on for that part, but she had a weird feeling in a house, and something was kind of saying, get out, and she was there helping her neighbor, and then next thing she knows, later that afternoon, she's in a car accident. So, and I know you have your experience with a car accident very recently as well. So I say this to you. The same thing I told her, I'm going to tell you. Pray Psalm 23, Psalm 90, 91, and 104. 23, 90, 91, and 104. I'm also going to tell you that you need to smoke out your house, clear out your house, get some ammonia, a little bit of ammonia, and some lime, and mix it in a water, just a little bit, and a lot of lime, a drop or two of ammonia, and clean your floors, wipe down your doors, burn some garlic skins on a piece of charcoal, right? Push out that energy. Play music that is aligned with high frequency, aligned with God, and you will drive it out, right? It's almost as if the anger that is between you and family members, particularly you and your mom, is almost like building this energetic momentum, and it's forming this dust bunny cloud of negativity. And so we need to clear that energy, and we need to bring you into a new dynamic and freedom in your own house. So if you do the things that I've suggested, it is going to shift and change. All right? For this minute, I have to pop off, Jessica. I trust I've given you enough for this evening, and I look forward to speaking with you again.
Okay, I look forward to getting your surprise package or whatever, my gift. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Bye for now. Bye.
Bye.
866-972-7247. I've got to go to Hollywood. Hopefully we've got Hollywood Cindy on the line. And Miss Cindy, we would love to talk to you. Welcome to the show. Are you still with us, Cindy?
Hi, Sarah. I'm here.
Good to have you, Cindy. Thank you so much. And how did you... Oh, my goodness, Cindy. You are one of our winners as well. Well, Jiminy Crickets, look at that. 2 winners in a row. I love this.
Just in time for my birthday.
Just in time for your birthday. And guess what? Happy birthday. You have our Sage Clearance Spray that we're going to send to you unless you choose to take a ride on up to West Palm Beach and come say howdy to Sarah Spiritual. But Cindy, we are going to send you a Sage Clearance Spray. That is your prize tonight. And yes, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Cindy. Happy birthday to you. So there we are, your pre-birthday.
Beautiful.
You are going to have a fabulous day, and it is tomorrow, so I'm so excited for you. Cindy, what is your
Yes,
question?
it is tomorrow.
What is your question for us?
So my question is, my brother has recently passed away,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm the one that found him. I'm not sure what happened.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if you can give me some insight why I found him.
Yeah.
Like I found him.
Yes. And I feel, according to my spirit guides, and recently passed within the past 3 months, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a little too soon for me to get him directly because his energy isn't settled enough so that he can transmit to me. But I will tell you what I'm hearing from my guides, and hopefully this will give you some insight and some comfort. So first of all, they make me feel like he was there for a couple of days. Is that correct, please?
No, it wasn't a couple days, maybe a day.
A day. Okay. Because they make me feel like he was there. So it was not 2 days, but 1 day. And then you found him. And my guides are telling me that... What is your brother's birthday, please?
March 16, 1958.
Yes, all of this is very unexpected. Very unexpected.
Yeah. Yeah.
And interestingly enough, they do not want to talk about the passing because they make me feel as if there's like this heaviness that's in the energy around your brother's passing. Does that make sense to you, please?
Yeah, it does.
And so the way that he passed, there's something about the energy before your brother passed, something about where he was in his mind, if that makes sense to you.
Yeah.
And there's this heaviness, as if there's I'm going to use the word hopelessness, right? There's just this hopelessness feeling here. So they don't want to, the guides do not want to go into specificity, but just know that they say that he is at peace now. And I know that it's difficult for everyone to understand and comprehend how all of this went down, because I don't feel that there was a lot of indicators that led us up to this moment. Is that also true?
Yeah.
If we give this a little more time, Cindy, this will be something that I'd be able to bridge a better connection directly with your brother. But the guides are just giving me what they can, because I need to connect directly with your brother. Or this is something that perhaps you and I might want to talk about privately in a personal session via phone or a video, or perhaps even in person if you come visit us. All right. But do know that he is at peace. We are truly sorry for this loss. I know that it's difficult for you to have found him, but there was
I feel he's sorry that I found him.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel that.
Yeah. I don't feel that that's what, but you were also a very safe place for him as well. Okay. And no, he wouldn't want to upset you like that, but you were always his safe place. So isn't it ironic that it ended up being you? That was not his intention.
Yeah, no, I told him I would be the one. I said, I'm going to find you, and I was right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But,
well, one more question. I know you're in a rush, but I am a first-time caller. We are friends on Facebook. My parents died when I was 11, and I always feel my mother
Your mother
is
is
around me.
very much around you,
And I
almost
always,
as if she didn't
yeah, I
want
always
to leave
see
you.
222, and that's the day she died, February 22nd. And I know that that's her. I know that's her.
You know, you've had a lot of loss, tragedy, unexpected things happen in this lifetime to you. Is that correct?
Yeah. That's good.
And it has been basically a very heavy when it comes to relationships. And it's almost as if just when you feel like you're settled, something comes and rips it apart and rips it away from you. And in this lifetime, you know, your mom and your dad, they were here to bring you into this earth, and it's unfortunate that they couldn't stay. But your mom also, in 222, she also comes to you. I feel like she's come to you in a dream, and you've seen her in a dream. She's there to bring you back into that sense of family that she brings to you. And I also see the energy of music around you. Did your mom used to love to listen to music when you were growing up, please?
Yeah, well, me, I was a singer. Yeah, I was a singer in a band.
Yeah. So there's all this music around your mom, and that's what joins the two of you together, the sense of music, for her, the sense of family. And whenever you feel that she's with you, she is with you. And, you know, you can, I don't know why. So did you ever listen to the song, what is that? Taking care of business every day.
Bachman Turner Overdrive?
Yes. Yeah. All right. So that song, that kind of energy, that sense of freedom, that feeling, you know, you're still here on earth because I'm hearing it in the background, taking care of business every day. I hear that in the background. I hear that. And I know you're just taking care of business every day, but you are so well protected and so well guided in this journey. And just know that your angels, Archangel Michael is with you. You have Archangel Gabriel, the messenger. You have a very strong intuition. Gabriel is always fueling that fabulous intuition that you have. And know that your mom is always with you whenever you're kind of listening to your favorite songs and jamming in the car. All right?
Thank you.
All right. I trust I've been of service to you tonight, Cindy, and I do hope to sit across from you and explore a little bit more of this very delicate situation with your brother, but I am assured by the angels and guides that he is at peace now.
Okay, that's what I really wanted to know.
Perfect. Thank you so much, and thank you for following me on Facebook, and I look forward to connecting with you again in the future.
Okay, thank you, Sarah.
You're welcome. Bye for now.
Okay.
866-972-7247. We've got to go to Massachusetts. I guess they're taking care of business there in Massachusetts, too. I've got Willie on the line. Willie, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing well, and happy belated birthday to you.
Thank you so much, Willie. Good to connect with you. And I guess for your birthday, you're getting a full moon and a Mercury retrograde. So how's that feeling?
I know. I was just listening to that.
I'm like, all right, well, Willie, stay home. Don't go anywhere. Because it's going to be a full moon Mercury retrograde right on your little Cancer parade, right? So.
Exactly.
All right. Willie, how can I help you tonight before we end the show? How can I help you?
I just have a question about career.
Yes.
My, I guess, trajectory, if you will, over the last few years with my jobs is pretty much after a year or two, me hitting a peak. And if I stay there any longer than a peak, I don't really grow. And so I kind of move around every, 2 or 3 years or so. And in the current job that I'm in, which I love, I've been there for about a year and a half, and I feel like I'm like hitting that peak. And I'm just wondering, is there anything more for me here in terms of growth for me to just stay, or is it time for me to maybe transition into a higher role to grow and expand professionally elsewhere?
Elsewhere, yes, because I don't feel like they offer you enough challenges for growth. However, I am going to tell you to stay the course through the summer. Do not make any moves. we can begin the search, the quest in August or so, or September, but October seems to be the time for us to be looking to see where shall we land next. So basically, Spirit's saying enjoy the summer, have fun, be a little bored. And in the fall, because there's so much going on in the world that, you want to find the right fit for all the changes that are going on in the job market and the economic market. And you want to find one that's really going to sustain you and maintain you for this next 2 to 3 year period, so that you can feel secure in your future.
Okay.
All right. And this year will bring...
Enjoy the summer.
Yes, enjoy the summer. And it's also going to bring you some positive change this birthday year. So any of the changes that you've been thinking about making or looking to make, including this job change, will definitely be welcomed by the universe and supported by the universe, because this is the perfect time to look and then leap. All right?
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome, Willie. Thank you so much for your call. Thank you for following the show, and we look forward to connecting with you again. Thanks.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Well, we are going to sign off for tonight. If we haven't gotten to your call, we do hope to talk to you next Wednesday night from 6:30 to 9 p.m. right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, where you ask questions and Spirit gives us your answers. To our friends on Facebook and YouTube, thank you so much for following us here tonight. We'll be sure to pop in and gather some questions from you all next Wednesday night. Until then, we bid you good night, and I am Sarah Spiritual.
Shines down upon me, and there's a light that brightens up my day. There's a light leading the way. Oh, there's a light. There's a light, there's a light that opens doors for everyone. Oh, there's a light that touches hearts. There's a light to open everyone to love. Love may hold the answer we are looking for. Love may open up another door of light.
This has been Spiritually Speaking with Sarah.